So these messages are going to be channeling the energy coming in through Mercury retrograde, which is going to start on August 23rd. Now, the retrograde is meant for us to pause and reflect on the things that we've been focusing our time, attention, and energy on to make sure that it is in alignment with what we want, where we want to be, where we want to focus our energy. Now, in this retrograde reading, I'm going to look into what you're not facing at this time currently that may surface during this retrograde and how this is going to impact your life. I'm going to look into what you can do to help transmute this energy a little bit easier and the outcome moving forward. I'm also going to pull a Whispers of Healing card at the end of the reading. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're more than welcome in joining us. Stay all the way through to the reading. Keep in mind, guys, if it's going to resonate, you're going to know within the first few minutes, okay? So if you're finding that the messages aren't resonating for you, it's not matching up, you're questioning a lot of the things that are coming up, that's an indication that that message isn't meant for you. And it's better to just click off if it's not resonating for you so it doesn't confuse you intuitively. Okay, so we're gonna dive in. Thank you guys again for all the love and support, for liking, subscribing, for sharing the content. And keep in mind, guys, if you want to set your intention for future messages, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload the next readings. Hello everyone, and welcome in. Hope everyone is doing well. Positive healing vibes to all the subscribers, the viewers, and the world out there. Today we're looking into Aries Mercury retrograde reading for August. Now, if you find the messages helpful, if it's resonating for you, please give it a thumbs up. Also, guys, if you like the vibe, how I interpret the cards, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel. Everyone's welcome here, and it does help to set intentions for future messages. So let's dive in. Most important message here for Aries. Spirit, what do my Aries friends need to know? What do they need to see through this upcoming energy? Please and thank you. King of Swords, Three of Swords, Eight of Coins. We'll see how this plays out into the reading, but this is definitely like a betrayal, and for a lot of you, this has to do with money, something in regards to money. Okay, maybe this was a business partner, person who had betrayed trust, and now they're wanting to work together on something, and it's hard. It's hard to want to trust the situation. And there's definitely an energy of pause, be strategic here when it comes to this person. We also have the Tower on the bottom of the deck. So this is telling me that something is about to transpire out of the blue, seemingly, that has to do with this person here. Okay, so it's being avoided at this time. Empress energy, taking care of your needs, your own self-care is definitely coming up here, putting others' needs above your own. So Aries, what this is telling me is there's circumstance here that you're involved in, and I definitely feel like this is in regards to money, business, career. And maybe this is you, that somebody feels like you betrayed their trust, because the energy is coming up. It's like a promotion coming up at work, or there's an advancement in your career, but you're having to leave something behind in order to move in this direction. And somebody is going to feel like you've betrayed them, or like you took advantage of them or a situation that they had offered you in order to get to this position that you're in. So Let's move through the reading. What's being avoided right now? The Empress. So this is a self-care card, guys. This is taking care of yourself, doing what you feel is best for you. And I feel like that's holding true so far. I do feel like your perspective is shifting. And I feel more so once this opportunity arises, you are really going to weigh the pros and cons and look at the situation from all sides of the coin. So clarifying the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, that's still self-care energy. Four of Swords, there's healing that needs to take place. So maybe there's some sort of subconscious blockage in regards to money. And maybe this is something that you're actively working through. Now, what does that mean? And a lot of people these days haven't been ingrained that they have to work, and they have to work hard in order to accomplish anything. But there are different ways of working, and there's a lot of intellectual property, intellectual jobs that you can invest your brain power and energy into without having to do a lot of physical labor, and you can still accomplish the desires that you're meaning to accomplish. Being strategic, exploring your options, and not being afraid to not necessarily go back to college to get like a 4-year degree, but maybe looking into a trade school or a trade degree, or getting certain certificates that will amount to the position that you're looking to advance into, right? That's what's coming up here. It's like you want to advance in your career, but something's holding you back. Now it's separating you from what it is that you desire. We have the Ace of Cups, okay? Now a lot of people look at the Ace of Cups as a new beginning in love, which is like the basic meaning of the card. I look at this card, and a lot of readers that are more in-depth readers look at this card as a self-care card as well, as a card of filling one's own cup. You see, you can't love another person until you completely love yourself fully, okay? You can have love for another person, but you can't completely and utterly love another person fully until you completely, utterly, and honestly love yourself. And that's what the Ace of Cups represents. It represents that first cup in the 10 of Cups that you bring to the table, which is you. So let's clarify this Ace of Cups energy as what's holding you back from what you desire. Now, Aries, the Queen of Cups is the 4 of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a person who is in tuned emotionally, somebody who is mature emotionally. The 4 of Cups is the complete opposite. It's somebody who goes recluse when they want to process their own emotions. And we also have the Devil on the bottom of the deck, which tells me here, Aries, that a toxic emotional behavior trait, expressing your emotions in a negative aspect. And that doesn't necessarily mean being angry and lashing out, even though you're a fire sign and it can be that. It can also be the reclusive, right? The opposite end of that spectrum, where you're completely shutting people out in order to process your own emotions, which there is a time and a space for that, especially in the beginning phases of our healing journey. But as we go along, we need to start learning how to communicate, especially when we're in a position of power, in leadership. Maybe this is like affecting work. And so we need to learn how to just say, like, I'm having a tough time emotionally, right? I'm going through some things emotionally with my family or with a friend. And it's difficult for me to find a balance right now. And that's okay, because we all, as humans, go through these experiences. It's not about the challenge, it's about how we overcome the challenge. Okay, now how this is impacting your life, Aries, the Emperor. The Emperor is your energy. The Emperor is also leadership card, so this is getting in the way of you getting to that position that you want to be in. Now, I'm reading this as a financial message, as like career. Like, you aren't able to get to that next phase in your career because you're having a hard time expressing yourself emotionally. And this isn't the happy times, guys. We're talking about the difficult times, right? It's a lot easier to express to somebody when they're making you happy than when they're upsetting you. It's a lot more difficult to come to a person in a calm space and tell this person how they're affecting you on a deep negative emotional level. It takes a very emotional, mature person to be able to get to that point, which we're all growing and learning through this experience to become. But I feel here, Aries, what's coming out for you is you're trying to get to a higher position, and emotional intelligence is going to be the key. So maybe this is describing you lashing out at work, or you getting aggressive with certain people, and taking some courses on emotional intelligence, or even just learning, reading some books, watching some videos about it, will help you to come to a better understanding. And like I always say in almost every video that I've put on the channel, awareness is the key. And what do I mean by that? Awareness is the key. Well, when you're aware of the traits that are holding you back, Aries, you're able to overcome those traits easier. You're gonna be more inquisitive on that, wanting to overcome that a little better. I also feel for a lot of you, there is a particular connection in your life that's been there for a while that is holding you down, and it's taking a toll on that as well. So being mindful for those of you that that's resonating for, because it's not going to resonate for everyone, but being mindful of that is going to be important. Okay, finding a balance is the key. You can't be all work and you can't be all play. How can this come together? Aries, you got to get clear on what it is that you do and don't want in your life and express that appropriately. Yes, that includes work. Okay, you have to come to an understanding of what you want. What do you need? How much money do you need to be able to take care of your needs appropriately without struggling? Especially when it comes to career, that's something that you need to think about. Are you a person that likes to work independently on your own? Or are you more of a person who likes to work with others, likes to come together, likes to be together and work together, right? These are all things that are going to be important for you to understand within yourself. This is what the Seven of Wands represents. The Seven of Wands represents standing your ground in what it is that you truly desire. You can't stand your ground in what it is that you truly desire if you don't have a deep understanding of that. So Seven of Wands, Three of Pentacles. There is an opportunity for you to overcome these challenges through this retrograde, but you have to be honest with yourself about this, and you have to look at this more on a subconscious level. Like, this is something that you're not consciously aware of. It's not like you're consciously going to be aware of you self-sabotaging your opportunity to gain this leadership role, because this is a long time coming. It's like you have to be mindful of your behaviorisms up to this point, because it's going to be analyzed, especially in a work environment. Now, let's say this is a business. Same. If you're conducting yourself in a certain manner when it comes to business, that's going to be far more reaching than what you say you're doing. You see what I mean? So what do you need to accept to move forward, Aries? That you have everything within you already to get to the position of power that you want to be in, the leadership position, the leadership role. It's you doubting yourself that's holding you back. Okay? It's you questioning your role, your skill level. Here's the thing. There's people that have less skills than you have, that have put in the time, work, and effort to accomplish more because they've tried. If you don't try, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't ask questions, if you don't try and jump on the opportunities, how are you going to know if it's a good fit for you? You're not. You're holding yourself back. Okay? And you don't have to take such a traditional approach to everything. There's a lot of different ways, avenues, approaches that you can take. It's like coming to terms with maybe there's a better way of doing things than nose to the grindstone. Maybe there's a more intellectual way of accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish without going against the grain. I do feel like there is something from your past in regards to money that is holding you back, and I don't feel like this is something that you consciously think about. I feel like this is subconscious. I do feel like this is something that you're actively working with your guides to overcome. Maybe doing some money mantra videos, watching some binary tones on releasing financial blockages. Those will help you to create that foundation of healing in those areas. I also encourage you to get more familiar with your astrological chart and the area of your chart that has to do with finances. It's going to help you to have a better understanding of where you're at currently in your life and where you're headed in the future. So you can be honest and realistic with yourself and not so outlandish. Something that you're working on, Aries, is working. So that is beautiful energy. But it's going to take time because this is telling me that this is like the beginning phases. Like this is the new door opening up. So being open, being prepared, it's going to be important here. It's interesting. I'm going to pull this card anyway. Normally I wouldn't pull a card like this just because, but I'm interested to see what the message is. Negativity for this card. This is a number 17. That's an 8. So if that angel number resonates for you, that's something that you should look into. Thank you guys again for all the love and support. Thank you for liking, subscribing, for sharing the content. You guys are all amazing. For information on the rituals we do here every full moon and new moon, for ritual kits, for personal readings, and the drawing that we're going to do at 20,000 subscribers, check the description box below. Also, guys, if you found the messages helpful, if it's resonating for you, please give it a thumbs up, or you can comment below how it was helpful. You never know how your story could help another person. So the message coming with this card, the beautiful one. Negative feelings are a natural part of the human experience. Grief and anger are ordinary, healthy reactions to the loss of a loved one, to someone mistreating you, or when life seems to be spiraling out of control. When you are emotionally healthy, you can acknowledge your feelings without becoming stuck in a negative spiral. When a challenge comes along, many people have a default mechanism that automatically goes to the worst case scenario. For example, you could become overly concerned that a small mistake at work will cost you your job, or that a thoughtless comment will end a relationship and you'll end up lonely forever. One of the best ways to heal negativity is to focus on the positive. It may take baby steps to bring this healing about. Your every thought, word, and behavior has a huge impact on your overall health. Take steps to consciously monitor your pessimism. Interrupt your negative thoughts with positive ones as many times as you catch yourself. It may take time, but gradually you'll train yourself to let go of the negative. You can reprogram yourself to be in full control of your emotions and make the healthier choice to remain upbeat and positive. So Aries, this goes right along with the message here. And it's interesting, I just posted something about this today on Instagram and Facebook. Our thoughts, our words, our actions even carry energy. They do have power. If you think about it, like your words, your thoughts, your actions carry energy. in turn, they do have power. You have to pay attention to how you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you're saying, what you're doing, because every little step is creating a reaction. And so, this is how you can manifest into a positive reality, into a positive environment. But you first have to be aware. Awareness is the key. You have to be aware that your thoughts are creating the reality that you're currently living, and that maybe being so pessimistic, looking at the, like, I know people want to be realistic and all this stuff, but when you look at things from a negative perspective, it sets a negative stage, right? It sets a negative foundation. What if you gave everybody everything the benefit of the doubt? Looked at every situation as a childlike perspective, right? This person is a child. This is a new experience, a new beginning, something I've never experienced before. So there's going to be some positive things that come from this, and there's going to be some negative things, and I'm going to choose to focus on the positive instead of the negative. You see, it's not that ignorance is bliss, it's what we choose to focus our perspective on that counts. So Aries, I feel like that's a good solid message coming out for you guys for this energy. Thank you guys again for all the love and the support, for liking, subscribing, for sharing time and space with me, and I look forward to reading your cards again soon. Namaste.